How can I believe you? You just lied under oath a moment ago to Senator Grassley. You've lied to us up and down on this committee. I mean, this is a serious problem, Ms. Campbell. I have to say, I've never seen a witness, never, in 5 years in this committee, sit here and lie to us and change the story person to person. Why are you doing it? What is it? Why are you afraid to tell the truth about workers' dignity? Why have you lied to this committee? Why didn't you disclose it? Why did you lie to Senator Grassley? Why have you changed your story every time you're asked?
Welcome back to American Mindset, the channel where we defend liberty, truth, and the American way of life. Today, we're diving into an explosive Senate hearing that has everyone talking. And let me tell you, folks, this one's a doozy. Senator Josh Hawley, God bless him, called out a judicial nominee who seems to have a problem with the truth. And as we go through this, I want to break down why this matters not just for this hearing, but for the integrity of our entire judicial system. Let's get into it.
I'm trying to understand your answers to this committee. Let's start with the workers' dignity question, because your truthfulness under oath is surely, I notice my friends across the way now are utterly uninterested in any organization you've been a part of. They're suddenly utterly uninterested in things you wrote in the past. They're utterly uninterested in who you give money to. That wasn't the case just a few years ago, but be that as it may, surely they're interested in your truthfulness. I have now counted, just as I've sat here today, 4 separate answers by you, all of them conflicting as to what exactly was your relationship with workers' dignity. So let's just get this nailed down. First of all, did you disclose your relationship with workers' dignity to this committee? Don't look at the chairman, look at me.
I'm not sure that I included that. I don't remember, Senator.
Oh, I think you do. The answer is no. You did not disclose it to this committee. Then you told Senator Grassley, I've never represented that group. Then you told Senator Lee, next, that you had indeed advised them, and that you'd advised them as a member of a legal advisory board. You said 10 years ago, right? Then you told Senator Cruz that, in fact, you told Senator Lee you'd advised them briefly. You told Senator Cruz, actually, you'd advised them for 3 years. Then you told Senator Durbin that it wasn't 10 years ago, it was 15 years ago. So what is it exactly? You didn't disclose your association with this radical group to the committee. You're currently listed now, your own bio lists you as a legal advisor to the Workers' Dignity Group from 2013 to the present. To the present. The Tennessee Bar Association cited your work with this group for your nomination. So what is the story? When did you start working for Workers' Dignity?
Senator, more than a decade ago, for 2 or 3 years, I served on a legal advisory committee or board.
So you gave them legal advice.
We were helping them set up as a nonprofit.
So you represented them. So you lied to Senator Grassley earlier when he explicitly asked you, did you do any legal work? And you said no.
Senator,
in fact, you served on a legal advisory board. That's your testimony now. Correct?
Senator, I served on this board.
On a legal advisory board, correct?
Correct.
Okay. So you lied to Senator Grassley here under oath. What else have you lied about? Workers' Dignity has condemned Israel's ethnic cleansing of Palestine. They have said that Israel is engaged in ethnic cleansing. Do you agree with that?
No, Senator.
How can I believe you? You just lied under oath a moment ago to Senator Grassley. You've lied to us up and down on this committee. I mean, this is a serious problem, Ms. Campbell. I have to say, I've never seen a witness, never, in 5 years in this committee, sit here and lie to us and change the story person to person. Why are you doing it? What is it? Why are you afraid to tell the truth about workers' dignity? Why have you lied to this committee? Why didn't you disclose it? Why did you lie to Senator Grassley? Why have you changed your story every time you're asked?
Senator, I have not lied to you today. I've tried to represent my participation with this group.
What you've done is you've misrepresented your participation with this group. You apologize to Senator Cruz for any confusion. You've created the confusion. Deliberately. Deliberately. Let's talk about something else that you've created confusion for. The biggest political donation that you have ever made is to Odessa Kelly, this radical candidate who said that members of this committee are Satanists, who endorsed violence. Why did you give money to Odessa Kelly? Over $1,000. I mean, that's not nothing. That may be nothing to you. That's not nothing to most people. Why did you give money, the most money you've ever given, to this person?
Senator, Miss Kelly lives in my neighborhood. She's one of my neighbors.
And you agreed with her views?
No, on those views that you've read, I don't agree with them.
Oh, I haven't read any of them. I'm just asking you. Do you agree with her views? I mean, you gave her more money than anybody else. Your governor, your state senator, your attorney general. You gave her the most.
I do not agree with all of her views, no, Senator.
Well, which ones do you agree with? Can you name one?
Senator, I know that she is my neighbor, and I'm a neighborly person.
Oh, I see. You're a neighborly person. Well, I tell you this. You have represented to this committee that you didn't know what Odessa Kelly said and the outrageous, frankly, outrageous things that she said and did. You said you didn't know anything about workers' dignity. You lied to us about your association with that group. You said you didn't know anything about the Tennessee Immigrant Refugee Rights Coalition, who thanks you personally in their introduction. You said you didn't know anything about that. I mean, either all of these people are liars or you are, Ms. Campbell. It's one or the other. It's quite a pattern. Maybe they all are. But given what you've told us under oath today, I think the answer is you are. And for that reason, you are utterly unqualified to sit on the federal bench.
Senator's time has expired. Thank you, Ms. Campbell. And thank you, Judge Lopez.
Let's start with the basics here, folks. Senator Hawley asked a simple, straightforward question. Did you disclose your relationship with the organization Workers' Dignity to this committee? And what does the nominee do? She dodges, she stumbles, and then finally admits, no, she didn't disclose it. Right there, we got a problem. If you're nominated for a federal judgeship, the least you can do is be honest about your past affiliations. But instead, this nominee gave conflicting answers. 4 different answers. First, she says she never represented the group. Then she says she advised them for a few years. And oh wait, it was 10 years ago. And then, actually, it was 15 years ago. Folks, this isn't just a slip of the tongue. This is a pattern of dishonesty. And it makes me wonder, what else is she lying about? Here's where things go from bad to worse. When pressed by Senator Hawley, the nominee finally admits she served on a legal advisory board for Workers' Dignity. This, after explicitly telling Senator Grassley earlier in the hearing that she didn't do any legal work for them. Now I ask you, how can someone lie under oath, get caught, and then expect us to trust them with a lifetime appointment to the federal bench? This isn't a small mistake, folks. This is a fundamental character issue. If you can't tell the truth during your confirmation hearing, how can we trust you to uphold the law? And let's talk about Workers' Dignity for a second. This isn't just some innocent nonprofit. This organization has condemned Israel, accusing them of ethnic cleansing. Ethnic cleansing, folks, that's not just wrong. It's anti-Semitic propaganda. Now, when Senator Hawley asked the nominee if she agreed with those views, she said no. But how can we believe her? She just admitted to lying about her relationship with this group. For all we know, she could be sympathetic to their radical agenda. And let me tell you, we don't need judges on the federal bench who are aligned with anti-American, anti-Israel organizations. If that wasn't enough, let's talk about the biggest political donation this nominee has ever made. Over $1,000 to Odessa Kelly. Now, who is Odessa Kelly? She's a radical leftist who has called members of Congress Satanists and openly endorsed violence. When asked why she donated so much money to this extremist, the nominee said, "Oh, she's my neighbor." Really? That's the best you can come up with? Let me tell you something, folks. I've had plenty of neighbors, some good, some bad, but I'm not writing them $1,000 checks unless I actually support their views. This is the problem with the radical left. They try to downplay their connections to extremists and act like it's no big deal. Well, it is a big deal when you're asking to be a federal judge. Senator Hawley summed it up perfectly. Either all these groups are lying about the nominee's involvement, or she's lying to the committee. And based on her performance, I think we all know the answer. She's lying. This isn't just a bad look for her. It's a reflection of the broader problem we're facing in this country. The left is trying to stack the courts with activists who will push their agenda, no matter what the law says. They want judges who will legislate from the bench, not interpret the Constitution. And that's why hearings like this are so important. We need to expose these nominees for who they really are. So what's the takeaway here? Integrity matters. Honesty matters. And if you can't tell the truth under oath, you have no business being a federal judge. Period. I want to thank Senator Hawley for standing up for the truth and holding this nominee accountable. And I want to thank all of you for tuning in to American Mindset. If you believe in defending America's values and exposing corruption, make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and share this with your friends. Until next time, stay vigilant, stay patriotic, and God bless America.